And welcome to the David Tomsic Show, fighting tyranny one day at a time. Well, friends, tyranny is afoot here in America. Big time, running rampant. And it all stems to one guy. Of course, that guy is President Donald Trump. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to answer the question. Yes. What is the question? Are we facing a constitutional crisis in America? It's obvious we are. Donald Trump has told us that he wanted to attack the Constitution. In fact, I believe it was 2022, he said that he wanted the termination of all rules and regulations and articles, even those found in the Constitution. Why? You see, for someone to become the authoritarian leader that he wants to be in this country, you've got to destroy all the other branches of government. For those of you that don't know, those of you that get mad about me coming on here and speaking my mind using freedom of speech, we have three branches of government, if you don't know that, and a constitution. And the three branches of government are supposed to oversee each other. But Donald Trump doesn't like that because they don't always agree with him. In fact, they don't agree with him hardly at all. So he's come to this new plan that he's kind of hatched in the MAGA world. And that's to destroy the bureaucracy. And I've had many videos about that. He wants to destroy the judges. He wants to destroy the judicial branch of our government. He's now going after that. And so he's put this plan into place to throw enough crap against the wall to make enough chaos that some of these things he's doing will get through. That maybe nobody will notice he's breaking the law. And in a sense, he doesn't care that he's breaking the law. I mean, people, those of you that have disagreed with me about whether he was guilty on these 38 counts that he was convicted on, I'm telling you, those were legitimate counts. You might not have liked them. Maybe they were a stretch. Maybe they weren't. But he was guilty on those counts. I'm saying he is a convicted felon for one reason. His whole life was being a grifter. He knows how to manipulate the system. He's like the street person. He doesn't have smarts in a lot of things, but he's like street smart. He knows how to get the last dollar out of you. He knows how to manipulate you, make you feel good, to hand over your deed to your house. And all of a sudden you're left with nothing and you just signed your deed over to this guy. He's that good. Okay? Okay, so hundreds of executive orders later, he's starting to get himself in trouble. His boy Elon Musk, who basically should not be there. Excuse me. And I think at some point Elon's going to have to go because Elon's in trouble in many, many ways. But Elon doesn't have a membership in our country. He didn't pay the $500 million for being a citizen here. He is a citizen of South Africa, and he was given authority to do crazy things that you and I wouldn't be able to do in our own businesses. Just go in and randomly destroy everything. And this is what he's been doing. Again, finally, some judges, after it was challenged, put a stop to it. In fact, first of all, they stopped his attack on USAID. Now, USAID is a hot topic here because everybody's been told by Donald Trump, and I know many Christians that are really, and I say Christians, I know a lot of people that profess to be Christians, good people, but they're so blind to reality. They're so worried about these things. We found $1 million here. They gave them $1 million. And they make these big deals and they go on Facebook and they found $50 million, $100 million. These people are stealing from us. So you see, you put enough hype out there that people focus on these anomalies, and a lot of them are anomalies, that we had to make this enemy of USAID. So the DOGE went after it. And the judge said, stop. First of all, for those of you that don't know, and let me see if I can find it here. Okay, so why did the judge tell DOGE to stop dismantling USAID? Because under the Constitution, now remember, the Constitution's under attack. It's meaningless when you have this dictator, authoritarian leader, put in by God. That doesn't make sense, does it? But you have this person that's in there thinking everything's bad, we're going to take it all down, and we're not going to obey any of the laws of the land while doing it. Well, those laws of the land protect you and me, okay? Digressing. But Under the U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 9, Clause 7, Congress, and in particular the House of Representatives, is invested with the power of the purse, the ability to tax, spend money for the national government. So only they can stop funding to these programs they fund, not the executive branch. And there's a reason we separate powers, people. Now, for those of you that are just thinking, well, this is what God would do. Well, what type of government do you have? First of all, you said this government was established by God with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Then you want to come out and say, God doesn't want that anymore. We're just going to do what we want because we think everybody's evil. And this is, believe me, this is the crux of it for many, many people. That all these people that are involved, that work for the government, that are handling programs, they're evil, they're useless. Because we've been told that over and over and over again. Bad, evil, stealing. And to be honest with you, most people, if no one ever said anything to you, would never know what's really happening behind the scenes. They would never know who gets what. For the most part, we pay our government officials to do what they need to do. Now, was there oversight? And I've said this, yeah, you need to do audits. You need to kind of rethink programs. But I can tell you this, working in big companies, you go in and take all your buyer planners out from a company that builds things in a factory, and there's no one there to buy and to plan the parts that come in, the line shuts down. And they go for the last part, and after that last part, there's nothing there because you just got rid of everybody that bought those parts. I know, I'm a supply chain guy, so I digress there. Okay, so what else has this guy done? Well, he's also gone after the 14th Amendment. We've talked about this too. What is the 14th Amendment? Okay, I'm going to read it to you. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States, of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor denied to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Well, see, if we eliminate this, then we can eliminate the fact that if you were born here and your family maybe wasn't born here, that they can get rid of you too. So they want to get rid of everybody because, you see, again, we've been told everybody's these evil people, these hordes. They're coming in and invading. I've heard this for a long time. And I'm beside myself. I'm beside myself to think of how these people have been led down these conspiracy pathways. And if you have people that, and I said this again, it's kind of makes sense. Hey, listen, if you don't think it makes sense, let me know. But if a guy's breaking the law next door to me and he's shooting at me, then guess what? The police come and they arrest him and they take him away. So it's the same with immigrants. I just question the fact that are all these people criminals? We've been led to believe they are. Again, as I mentioned, we've had this inundated, we've been inundated with this same speech, hate speech, since Donald Trump's first term in office. Hate speech that everybody's illegal, using the word illegal a million times. Everybody's a criminal, let loose from insane asylums. No one even uses that word anymore. I just talked to somebody. No one even uses it. It's derogatory because this is how he thinks and this is how archaic our president's mind works. I digress. They're all evil. They're all illegal. They're all dealing drugs. They're all terrorists. They have these stashes of weapons. And in any second now, we're going to be attacked. I've heard this for 8 years. And there's been plenty of opportunities here, right? I mean, you know, what's happening in the Middle East, these terrorist groups, why don't they react now? What are they waiting for if they really are here with weapons? And are they waiting for more people? And how many people do you need? Obviously, there's something behind this, right? Or is it just bullshit? And that's what it is. It's a way to gather the troops. And how many times on my videos have I told you, just like Adolf Hitler did, you have to create an enemy. With Hitler, first it was the communists. He burned down the Reichstag, blamed the communists. Then it was the Jews. And here in the United States, well, first it's illegal immigrants, Venezuelans and Haitians. Then it's maybe black people. Listen, black people were part of the 14th Amendment. That's what it was there to protect after the Civil War. Are you guys next? Who's here to say? Because hatred grows. When you run out of one enemy, my friends, you got to find another. Listen, people, wake up. Because this is an attack on our Constitution so that we tear it down. The bureaucracy is being destroyed. So many people are cheering. I know people, good people, cheering this destruction. They don't need any of those people. Listen, I just saw a guy from, I think it was Georgia. He was a congressman, and he said, we want to do our own education here. You don't need one person telling us what to do. 50 states can make all the right moves with our own public education here in Georgia. And if I remember, his schooling system's 47th on the scale. It's like 3 from the last in being quality. So maybe we do need a higher education department in Washington, D.C. to make sure everybody gets the same education. But that's not going to happen under Donald Trump. He wants to inundate people with right-wing philosophies. They're now trying to put prayer and Bible readings in schools. Listen, I'm a Christian. I've told you that many times on this channel. And if you're not, consider Christ as your Savior. I'm saying that now. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to attack you. I'm here to say I'm a Christian, and I don't want that. Because you see, this is how you break down society. This is how, in this country especially, which is so diverse, when you start going after diversity, then you have one voice. People, one voice is not good. And it isn't the voice of God. It's the voice of a guy who's arrogant, who's angry at everybody, who's vindictive, and basically is using his power to go after his enemies, to get rid of judges, which I will say this again. Now, Trump's pet dog, JD, you know who he is, right? He said judges aren't allowed to control the executive's legitimate power. Okay, well, again, I say there's 3 branches of power, JD, and I'll be honest with you, and so many people I know have no understanding of history of how our government really works. They think they do. They think they have an understanding, but they don't really grasp how serious this all is. They don't grasp why those 3 branches of government are so important. They may not be perfect people. You're never going to get perfect here. You're never. But it's the best we have. And it's one of the best in the world. It's the best in the world. Our founders thought it out. But now we're trying to destroy it because we don't like gay people. We don't like transvestite people. We don't like people who speak another language. We don't like people with dark skin. Listen, black folk, I love you. God bless you. And I stand for you, man, because a lot of people aren't right now. A lot of people aren't. And these right-wing people, so many of them are racist. Listen, people, I'm off the subject. I'm so sorry. I talk to people. I say this all the time. How many people I would not suspect are racist? I would never suspect it. Still today. So when they tell you that doesn't exist, we don't need diversity, equity, and inclusion, we don't need that, I'm here to tell you, you do. That's the reality, folks. And I digress there. So I stand with you. Okay, so right off the bat, like you had Trump trying to get rid of USAID. The judge stopped that, okay? So I jumped to USAID. This is a big deal. Trump stopped that with DOGE. He went after it. Now, as I mentioned, the Congress actually funds things. And this particular funding was addressed and put forth by Congress. So he shouldn't just be able to go and stop funding things that Congress funded because it's a separate branch. Am I making myself clear? The next thing that happened, and this is just a couple. I haven't got all day here. It's going to be 82 degrees here today. I'm going to go out and get some sun, my friends. It's just, I'm digressing there. Or am I progressing? Just saying. Okay, former appeals court judge J. Michael Luttig, he basically said that Trump has declared war on the Constitution. Now, he has, because for him to be the dictator he really wants to be, and I say dictator, king, authoritarian leader, he may not use these words, although he did use king, and he did use dictator once. Maybe I'm right on there. But for him to do this, you have to destroy these branches of government. Get rid of that bureaucracy, destroy or make weak Congress, make weak the justice system, okay, the judiciary, destroy it, make it weak, keep it there, but let it be puppets, and then you get to do whatever you want. You get to go after whoever you want. I mean, he wanted to impeach congressmen because they investigated his whole deal with Russia. He wanted to impeach him. That's not allowed. You can't do that to me. I'm Donald Trump. Well, according to our Constitution, we can. So the truth is that Trump wants to weaponize the system he has to go after these partisan people, to go after partisan voices. For him to do that, he's got to get rid of everybody who's going to put an obstacle in his way. And there's a lot of people. This would be Democrats. Of course, we already said on another video that I did. Please look forward and watch it. It's a good one. Are Democrats the evil, demonic people that they claim? And of course, they do. A lot of right-wing folks tell me that every Democrat is an evil devil of some kind. Now, we know this is crazy talk, and we know this is partisan talk, and we know this is sometimes just not being real bright. But this is where we're at. Now, Musk got involved again. Remember, the non-citizen Musk called for the judicial impeachment of all judges overruling or delaying Trump's moves to overhaul the federal government. Now, listen, I don't know that it's up to him to overhaul the federal government. As I've mentioned, this is something that has to take place by Congress. This is something that has to take place using your brain. And I mentioned this before. I've been involved with big companies, and we've had to lay off. And there were big layoffs, and we had to really do some research and interview. And we had to do a lot of things that are more scientific based in using metrics and data to lay the people off that maybe we should lay off if we have to, which I hated doing it. I hate doing it. No, for many, many right-wing people, they love seeing people fired. They love it. It's like, yay. You got to question yourself on this, people. So he wants to basically impeach judges. Now, first of all, this doesn't even make sense, right? You would think that people would understand that that's not quite how it works. But they don't. And this is why Donald Trump's been so successful getting elected. Those 49 point whatever percent of the people, a large portion of them, because some of those people just elected him because he was on the ballot. Boom. Okay? We know that on both sides. But a large majority of these right-wing people, they voted for Donald Trump because right off the bat, he was going to do whatever it took for them to get what they want. You know, go after all the minority groups they want, cut funding for poor people, cut the safety nets because we don't care about them people. And I hate to say they do, but they don't. Because if they did care about poor people and people that live on the fringes of society or any other minority, they wouldn't have been voting for Donald Trump at all. See what I'm saying, friends? I mean, if you knew the guy was going after poor people and people of color and people with, disabilities, go down the list of things that a lot of people don't like. If you're for these people and you want to help them, you sure wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump. I digress there. My last point here is Chief Justice Roberts. He made a statement after Trump's post on Truth Social wanting to impeach judges. And I'm going to read this from the screen over there. For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. The normal appellate review process exists for that purpose. Judge Roberts, Chief Justice of the United States. Now, many people are going to say, well, impeach him. That's what will happen. I'll get comments to say, well, we should impeach him for saying that. So why not just go straight to dictator? People, if you want this kind of crazy talk, go straight to dictator. But that isn't us. That's not our form of government here. We have a democracy. We have a republic where every voice matters, but obviously it doesn't. Because we want to silence those voices, at least under Donald Trump, silence those voices that don't agree with us. I hear this all the time. Directly, I'm told to stop doing what I'm doing, even though my country and the Constitution that we are under tells me I can do this. I shouldn't do this. You see, once you silence voices like me and others, freedom's gone. And that attack is happening right now. Right off the bat again. And I always say right off the bat. You can tell that I'm aged, right? He wants to stop protests in college campuses, illegal protests. Now, there are some people that have come in and are not citizens that go to college campuses protesting. But there are thousands of people who are citizens that protest there. That, to me, is legal. What's an illegal protest? I don't know. But he wants to silence it either way. I said this in another video. In the 60s, if we silenced every protest, we would still be fighting the Vietnam War. So, and that's not impossible because we were in Afghanistan for 20-some years. So people, wake up. Those of you that want to downvote and have all these comments, do what you want. If you think this is appropriate, I don't know what country you think you live in. We've lost our ability to understand our country and how it really works. As imperfect as it is, we have to stand by what our founding fathers set up. 3 branches of government to oversee each other. Right now, that's under attack, and our Constitution is under attack. And yes, unfortunately, we are in a constitutional crisis. It's all the time I have. God bless you. I want to let you know to like, subscribe, and share this video and all my videos. We have another channel that we've put up. It's called Nights Around the Fire. It's with me and my co-host, Ashley Hamilton. We talk about mysteries, legends, and myths in that particular video. Our first post is up. Go to that channel and watch. I'll put a link in the description box here. Outside of all that, God bless you and God keep you. And we'll see you next time right here on the David Tomsic Show.